What can you do to tell if your child does have like an imbalance and might need some sort of neurology treatment?
Okay, simplistically, we can look at the eyes. The simplest way, so like if the muscle testing, a lot of people are familiar with muscle testing. If Arnold Schwarzenegger comes in his prime, I'm not going to be able to resist his muscles, even if he has an issue. He could probably have a sore shoulder, and I could probably, he's still probably going to beat me. So we look at the eye movements, because the eye movements are real simple. If I have her look at my thumb and just follow, and we see just nice and smoothness, we know we can take that parietal lobe and certain other areas of the brain and brainstem are working pretty well. If you have jerkiness with your eye movements, then we know that there's some what we call saccadic intrusions. Simplistically put, the brain doesn't know where you are, because every time you have a fast eye movement, you're blind. So you can take your son or your daughter and just have them follow your thumb or a finger and just kind of go up and down.
No, but I'm swearing, okay.
A little bit in the vertical.
Oh, no.
If you see a little bit of some jerky eye movements, that is a good representation of an area in your brain called your parietal lobe. That parietal lobe also senses touch, heat, temperature, all that stuff. It's your sensory portion of your brain. The frontal lobe is going to be the motor portion of your brain. So those are some simple things. Again, you can also use the motor aspect of things, see how they are muscle testing. Most parents are going to be stronger than the kids, so we can do that. When we're doing the muscle testing, what you're looking at is from a brain standpoint, ipsilaterally. You're looking at what we call is a soft pyramidal distribution of weakness versus a contralateral hard pyramidal distribution of weakness from a stroke. So we take that model of increased tone from a soft standpoint from the ipsilateral side of the brain that goes down into your brainstem, the pontomedular reticular formation, which activates and inhibits the ventral horn cells to the anterior muscles above T6 and posterior muscles below T6. If that inhibition gets altered, now we have increased tone of the flexor muscles, chest muscles, and forearm flexors. And when I come in and I test, just stay weak. When I come in and test the extensors, I push and the person shows weakness. Because from a reflexive standpoint, when these increase their tone, they reflexogenically inhibit the extensors, triceps, wrist extensors, shoulder extensors in the spinal cord. Just as if I wanted to pick this up and bring it to my eye to look in her, something's got to contract. Reflexogenically in the cord, it relaxes or decreases the tone slightly in my triceps to give me extension of the elbow. If I have too much tone, it is reflexogenically inhibiting the posterior muscles of my arm, even if I'm just sitting here. So then when you go to play a sport or do something, now you have a aberrancy or a change in the tone on the elbow joint, shoulder joint, and wrist joint. And that's where you can start getting your tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, and what they call it, I think there was like a maid's elbow or something like that. You can get all kind of different things because now you don't have the proper tone around the elbow, because this is not only increased in tone, but on top of that, it's reflexogenically inhibiting this.
Parents at home can't treat, but is the pushing on the top of the hand a decent idea for parents to do to see if the child is balanced or imbalanced?
Yes, yes.